Nah, I'm sorry, you guys. I gotta do it. Let's read Psalm 22 real fast. I'm gonna say some other things. Remember, about 900 years, maybe even about 1,000 years before Jesus was born, about 500 years before crucifixion was invented. And if you haven't read the Gospels, you might not understand all of it. I'm gonna try to maybe say some parallels. My God, why have you forsaken me? Why are you so far from helping me and from the words of my groaning? Oh my God, I cry in the daytime, but you do not hear. And I'm going to skip to verse 6. But I am a worm and no man, a reproach of men, and despised by people. All those who see me ridicule me. They shoot out the lip, they shake their heads, saying, He trusted in the Lord. Let him rescue him. Let him deliver him, since he delights in him. Then I'm going to skip to 14. I am poured out like water. All my bones are out of joint. And then I'll skip to 15. You have brought me to the dust of death. Then I'll skip to 16. For dogs have surrounded me. They pierced my hands and my feet. I can count all my bones. They look and stare at me. They divide my garments among them and cast lots for my clothing. And if you want to compare that, compare it to Matthew 27, verse 35. But you, O Lord, do not be far from me. And there's a whole bunch of other stuff, but I'm going to leave it there for now. And if you want to go to Isaiah 7:14, the book of Isaiah written about 700 years before Jesus, 7:14 says, This will be a sign to you, the virgin will conceive and bore a son, and his name will be called Emmanuel. Of course, Jesus was of virgin conception, but the word Emmanuel is translated God with us. And Micah 5:2 said he would be born in Bethlehem. All over the Bible it said that he will come from the line of David. He'll be from the tribe of Judah. That's his lineage. And if you go to the end of Genesis, I'm not sure what chapter. Genesis chapter 49, verse 8, when Jacob is talking to his sons and he says to Judah, which is of the tribe Jesus is in. This is before there was any kings. This is before Israel was a thing. This is Israel speaking. Judah, you are he whom your brothers should praise, or shall praise. Your hand shall be on the neck of your enemies. Judah is a lion's whelp. From the prey, my son, you have gone up. He bows down, he lies down as a lion. The scepter shall not depart from Judah, and to him shall be the obedience of the people. The scepter speaks of a king's scepter, speaks of royalty. The whole chapter, Isaiah 53, is about Jesus, I'm pretty sure. But I'm just going to read from Isaiah 53, 4 and 5 real quick. Surely he has borne our griefs and carried our sorrows. Yet we esteemed him stricken, smitten by God and afflicted. But he was wounded for our transgressions. He was bruised for our iniquities. The chastisement for our peace was upon him. And by his stripes we are healed. And I'll read 6:2. All we like sheep have gone astray. We have turned everyone to his own way, and the Lord has laid on him the iniquity of us all. It even speaks about where he will live, because he was born in Bethlehem, the city of David, in Judah, in the south of Israel, but that's not where he lived. He lived in Galilee, in North Israel. And it says in Isaiah 1 and 2, the land of Zebulun and the land of Naphtali is what. Sorry. Nevertheless, the gloom will not be upon her who is distressed, as when at first he lightly esteemed the land of Zebulun and the land of Naphtali, and afterward more heavily oppressed her. By the way of the sea beyond the Jordan, in Galilee of the Gentiles, the people who walked in darkness have seen a great light. And the reason it says Zebulun and Naphtali is because that's where it is in the north. The tribes of Israel were broken down into sections in Israel. But it wasn't like that when Jesus was alive, because Rome ruled over it. But that's the area of Galilee, was Zebulun and Naphtali. There's prophecies everywhere in the Old Testament, but in Zechariah in 12:10, it says, "And I will pour out on the house of David and on the inhabitants of Jerusalem the spirit of grace and supplication. Then they will look on me whom they pierced. Yes, they will mourn for him as one mourns for his only son, and grieve for him as one grieves for a firstborn. In that day there shall be a great mourning in Jerusalem." Jesus was killed in Jerusalem. He died in Jerusalem. Zechariah 11, 12, and 13. "If it is agreeable to you, give me my wages, and if not, refrain." So they weighed out for my wages 30 pieces of silver. And the Lord said to me, "Throw it to the potter." That princely price they set on me. So I took the 30 pieces of silver and threw him into the house of the Lord for the potter. What happened? Judas betrayed Jesus for 30 pieces of silver. Then he tried to give it back and he threw it in the temple. And then a potter's field was bought with the money and he killed himself. Sorry for saying that word. I don't know if I'm going to get kicked out. Hopefully this video don't get taken down for saying that. But the Passover is a picture of Jesus. The blood of the lamb so your firstborn son doesn't pass away. So much. Genesis 22, when God tells Abraham to sacrifice Isaac. Isaac carries the wood on his back like Jesus carried the cross. It was a 3-day journey. When he was about to sacrifice his son, God said no, and God provided a lamb, and they call that place Jehovah Jireh, the Lord will provide. But also, it is said that Abraham believed that God would resurrect Isaac, because God promised descendants through Abraham, through Isaac, the son of promise. But if God was asking Abraham to sacrifice him, it said Abraham believed that he would resurrect him. So that's very significant. I'm just going off the top of my head. I'm flipping through my Bible, but I just think this is beautiful. I think this is a book written over 14 or 1500 years, 40 or more authors. A lot of them didn't know each other, written over 3 continents, Asia, Europe, Africa. And it all just connects. These prophecies are fulfilled miraculously. God is true. He fulfills his word. He does not stray from his character. And there is so much. We could never end with the prophecies. About when the innocent babies were getting, what do they say on here? Unalived by King Herod. That's prophesied about. In Ramah, you hear a voice weeping of Rachel mourning over her children, refusing to be comforted. That's in the book of Jeremiah. I called my son out of Egypt. That's like a double prophecy right there. The book of Daniel. Man. Wow. But I hope this blesses you. I hope this intrigues you to study more. I hope. Ooh, the serpent in the wilderness. They raised up the serpent as Jesus was raised up on the cross, and all who looked to him were healed. Praise the name of the Lord my God. Not to mention the historical accuracy of the biblical events, archaeology, the places, the historical accuracy of Jesus' life and death. And then the evidence for his resurrection is crazy. Historians will never say a miracle happened. Maybe I'll go into that one day. I wrote something about that. But this is beautiful. This is exciting. I love God. I love what he's done for me. I pray that I can love him more. I ask that you guys pray for me. I hope you guys are doing all right. I got my own struggles. And I hope this brings glory to God through you. And I hope you can use this to bring glory to God in your life. And God bless.